Hello, and welcome to the 2021 fall semester. We're here on behalf of Student Life to help you with your student organization, give you a little bit more information on how to be successful in your student group this year, and some other tips towards this another unusual school year as we're progressing through. My name is Dan Sim. I'm the Assistant Director of Student Life at the Catonsville campus. We are located over in the Barn building at the Catonsville campus. So please come on by, give us a call, let us know how we can help you. In addition to me over at the Catonsville Student Life office, my colleagues Nancy Shallenberger and Brieonna Thomas are here to assist you. So please let us know how we can help. And we'll be talking a little bit more about all the different things we can do to help as we go through this.
Hi, everyone. I am Crissy Hoffman. I am also the Assistant Director of Student Life. And so I'll talk a little bit about the Dundalk campus. And so the Dundalk campus is located in the College Community Center. We are on the second floor, room 204, directly above the library, and there's our phone number. I am happy to be with Jasmine Richardson and Dani Cissell, who assist in the office, and all of us can help you out on the Dundalk campus at any time. The Essex Student Life office, which I also get the pleasure of working with, is located in the Ramaka College Center, room 102. We're actually diagonal from the bookstore, right underneath the cafeteria. And I am assisted by Karen Jackson over at Essex. So let's dive in. Let's start to talk. Let's get you all ready. So let's talk a little bit about the benefits of being a student leader here at CCBC and outside of CCBC. So we like to say we work on what are called the soft skills, the things that you get to work on outside of the classroom. So your communication skills, your time management. We talk about being ethical in your different behaviors and the ways that you are managing your club and organization. Of course, we work with you on event planning as you're thinking about the semester. Working with others, working in teams is really important to be successful for your club and organization. And most importantly, understanding people who are different than you as we come across all different people as we work here at CCBC. So take a moment, if you are a student, we want you to think about, what is one benefit that you want from being a student leader? And if you're an advisor, we want you to think about what do you hope to help your students gain in their leadership roles? So you can either pause this or write it down later, but we're going to continue. So let's think about a little bit more of the student leader responsibilities. So it is the responsibility of a student leader to seek out the advisor and to meet with that advisor on a regular basis. We always say the minimum should be once a month, but truly that's up to you all and how you would like to communicate with each other. We know some clubs out there will meet weekly, some people will see each other daily, but we really believe that a regular basis of a communication is going to be what's going to be most successful for the club and organization. Remember to always adhere by the policies and the guidelines that are set by the Office of Student Life and CCBC, especially when it comes to event planning. And we're going to get into some more of those things as we go through this training a little bit more. It's also your responsibility as a student member to recruit people to join your organization. So always talking about your club and organization, the benefits of being a member of that organization, the goals of the organization. So you want to help set those goals along with your other student leaders. You want to work to create events that bring community back to CCBC and specifically in the area that your club focuses in. You want to advertise to the campus community, which again, we'll talk about in a little bit, plan and execute events, and then you're going to have representation at our SGA meetings. You want to be able to share information back and forth with the SGA, but also with other clubs and organizations here at CCBC, some that are like yours and some that might not be, but might be interested in something that you're doing. So one event that we hold that is a great way to start to recruit is called Connect Fest. Now, Connect Fest has looked a little different over the past, I guess, 3 semesters. But this year we are going back in person for the majority of our Connect Fest. So you will see here on the screen all of the dates and all of the times that we are doing it. You will also see that we have rain dates for every single campus except for Owings Mills and the virtual. So We are not going to be able to move inside this year because of the COVID restrictions and regulations set at CCBC. So we will have rain dates instead of rain locations. So Catonsville, Wednesday, September the 8th, there'll be a daytime and an evening. Dundalk, Thursday, September the 9th, there'll be a daytime. Owings Mills will be Monday, September 13th, there'll be a daytime. And Essex will be Tuesday, September 4th, daytime and evening. And then we will have 2 virtual ones, one on Thursday, September 9th, and one on September 13th. You can sign up by following this link over on the right-hand side of the screen, and it will also be emailed out to you so that you have that information. So always, we want people to get involved at CCBC. That is what we are all about here in the Office of Student Life, is getting people involved and engaged in the co-curricular experience. I'll turn it over to Dan.
One of the greatest resources that CCBC offers to our student organizations are the Student Government Association. We have dedicated students on student government in order to help you be successful as a student organization, give you an opportunity to network with other student organizations, give your voice a chance to be exposed and to work with the upper administration at the college in order to help you co-create the CCBC you want to see. It's an opportunity for students to really get together, whether that's virtually or in person. There'll kind of be some opportunities for both this semester, and to provide a learning environment for all student organizations and all students on campus. One of the other great things SGA does is that kind of voice to the students. So if you have those concerns, yes, we have some wonderful administrators, faculty, and staff here that are willing to hear, but SGA really gathers those concerns and takes them and advocates on behalf of the students. And every year, SGA has a presence in Annapolis at Advocates Day. They have a presence in advocating to the upper administration at CCBC, but really representing your voice as CCBC students, both here locally on campus, but also statewide within the Maryland General Assembly. Each student organization we ask to come to SGA meetings. And that looks a little bit different every semester. But we have a couple different meetings and leadership opportunities, general body meetings where student organizations can connect. We have leadership development meetings where we're going to help you connect to each other, to work on some of your personal or professional skills. We also have a town hall meeting with the upper administration at CCBC to make sure that students have a face-to-face opportunity to connect or an opportunity virtually through the computer. We're still finalizing the meetings calendar, so that will definitely be emailed out to you if you're a club or organization student, leader, or advisor. If you're listening to this and you think, hey, I haven't gotten that yet, please feel free to reach out to Crissy or I. Our contact information is at the beginning of this. It'll be at the end of this. And we'll pop it in the comments on YouTube as well. So click onto that so you can contact us. One of the biggest questions we get as staff members here that Crissy and I get is how to utilize your student organization's budget. So every student organization every year is given an allocation for your student organization to kind of run your events, do your programs, kind of bring different opportunities to the campus community. Typically in a year, if you're organized and you tell us who's on the exec board and do a couple other quick things, we'll give you about $1,000 if you're a new group, or $2,000 if you're established and coming back to campus. There's probably some additional funding available too. So if you go through that and you request it and we approve it and you're doing so many great and wonderful things, we probably have some extra money we can throw at you to help you keep doing amazing things on campus. But the biggest thing we want to impress is that all purchases need to be approved in advance. And so the budget can pay for a bunch of things. Normally in a year, we could pay for a bunch of food and travel. That's a little still limited by COVID restrictions, but the budget can still be used for performances and guest speakers, for giveaways, for decorations for different events, whether you're in person or virtual, because there is some of a combination of that. We typically can't buy permanent supplies like computers and printers because those are pretty readily available for students to borrow and utilize on campus. One of the other things that student organizations use funding on is sometimes to view a movie. And so on campus, when you're getting together a group of your friends, a lot of folks might have a Netflix login or something like that, and they want to view a DVD. But you know, these warnings are here. The FBI does say, hey, you gotta have the rights to view a movie. It's the copyright, and Student Life's happy to help you with that. There's a couple of different vendors that Student Life can help you on. You can't just pop a DVD in and everyone watches it. That's what these warnings are. It's for private home viewing only. And so since we're a public institution, public viewing, we do have to get the copyrights to that. And Crissy and I are happy to help out with that. It's something that is going to cost a couple $100 probably to get the viewing rights to, but it's easier to pay a couple $100 now than later on down the road if Hollywood, they're paved in gold, and if they want a couple $100 instead of a couple $1,000, we'll give them a couple $100. That sounds lovely. So we can help you out, and so that you can do it on campus. Definitely take a look at the websites, swank.com and Criterion. Those are the two main companies we utilize to get rights for, and they have rights to almost every movie you've seen in the movie theater lately or streaming. The expenditure requests, and we'll talk to you about the form. There's a request form online, which again, we'll put the links down into the comments here on YouTube. But that needs to be submitted at least 2 weeks in advance, and it needs to be approved by Student Life. So please just don't submit a form and spend money and hope you get reimbursed, because hopefully we'll be able to do that. But there's also sometimes, state or college policies or laws that we might not be able to work with some of your creative ideas. We might need to modify them slightly to help make it work within confines of the system. But that's what we're here for, to help make your ideas work and come to life. We certainly are happy to have you do giveaways, promotional items. We know that some student groups will be meeting in person, some won't. We don't want the entire budget just to go to promote your organization, because if you spend all your money just promoting yourselves, what are you going to use the other money for to help out with your events, your programs, stuff like that? So if you are looking to give out stuff, we ask you to keep it under $10 a person, or if it's bigger items, we just need to keep track of that for accounting purposes and for IRS audit purposes. We can have raffle prizes and incentives, but it shouldn't be more than $15 each. Again, once it gets higher than that, there start to be questions about it from the IRS and the Maryland state about getting prizes and awards. So we do want to talk a little about micromanaging student organizations, because your student organization is your student organization. It's not our job in Student Life to say, hey, you can do this, you can't do that. Like, yes, there's policies, there's procedures, there's laws that we're going to help you out to make sure that they don't come afoul. But it's your student organization, and so it's your opportunity as a student leader to kind of find that direction for your organization. But we want to help you be successful. It's your organization, but come talk to us. We're here to help. We want to help, but we're not going to dictate what you do and what you don't do. Except for those times when we don't want you to violate the law, we don't want you to get hurt, those type of things. So the form online is the event request form, and we'll put that down there in the comments again, so you'll see that down there. The link directly to that, as well as in the emails that you'll get from Crissy and I throughout the year. But it gives you an opportunity to reserve a room on campus for meetings or special events, to get other budget expenditures approved, and hopefully, depending on COVID restrictions, eventually we'll be able to order some food maybe for your student events, or have an opportunity to travel and do some other opportunities like that. But this link will be down below. You'll need to log in with your CCBC credentials, but it's an event request form. We're basically just going to ask you who you are, what you're trying to do, what you need to spend money for, and if you need to reserve a room. And then Crissy and I and our staffs will help you make that happen. So please, when you submit this, you'll get an email afterwards notifying you it's been submitted. We're probably not going to be responding to you at 11 p.m. on a Sunday, but please know, hey, when we get there on Monday morning, we're going to be responsive and we'll be there. So please make sure you keep an eye on your email, or give us a call there, and you'll see the contact information listed on your screen for the office staff as well. The requests get approved, and we will send that over to email. So it's something that we're able to approve probably about 95% of the requests we come in. The other 5% we might need to make some small modifications to keep it in line with policies or procedures, especially now with all the other COVID restrictions in there. But we will be in touch with you, and if you don't hear from us, please reach out, because we want to help you. And like we've said, please don't purchase anything until your request has been approved in writing. There's a couple of different ways to purchase, and if you do choose to purchase in person, you would need to have a tax exempt certificate, which either Crissy or I or our office staff can help assist you with. For most opportunities, Crissy and I have the opportunity to pay directly, especially if it's to a company, or if it's something that you can find online, send us an Amazon link or put it in the request form. We'll purchase it directly and just give it to you. There may be times that it's a little easier or you prefer to get reimbursed for something, but please make sure that you're using that tax exempt card, and please make sure you have an itemized receipt, or else we won't be able to reimburse you. So it can't just be a receipt from CVS that says, hey, this person sent $86 at CVS, but it needs to say, hey, this is what the person purchased. So a couple of considerations, just please come chat. We want to help make your group successful. And we say 2 weeks of planning, but if you're doing a major event, like you're bringing a major speaker to campus, you know, for those times in the future when you're looking to have a big trip or a really expensive or unusual event, like come chat with us. You know, I think the event request form is really helpful to organize stuff and get stuff communicated pretty clearly. But there's certainly times that an in-person meeting or a meeting over Zoom or Microsoft Teams or something like that is more effective. So please reach out and let us know how we can help you.
So now let's chat a little bit about how you can publicize your events, because of course you're going to work super hard, you're going to put in a lot of time, and you want people to be there in order to experience all the amazingness that you're going to do. So please know that anytime you hold an event sponsored by your club or organization, it must be open to the entire student body. You are funded by student activities fees. These fees are paid by every student. And so everything that Student Life does needs to be open to every student to be able to enjoy. That gives you more people to attend. So this is a win-win situation. Flyers. Make sure that you create flyers. There are so many amazing websites out there now that you can use to help create flyers. You don't just have to do it in Word anymore or a Microsoft product. You can go on. Canva is one of my favorites that I will put out there, but there's also some free poster ones that you can use. So make your flyers, get your word out there. Please know that you have to have the Student Life template on there. So we will also make sure that that is emailed out to all of you. And I believe we'll show it in the next slide or so. Word of mouth is huge. You know, get everyone to talk about what is happening. Make sure that everyone knows it's happening. And if they don't know, then they're going to be sad they missed it, right? So it's one of those experiences. We also have a Student Life weekly email. So once you have your flyer, you can send that to Dan or I, and we will make sure that that is sent out in our weekly emails that are sent out on Fridays. In addition, we have social media that we will post all Student Life flyers on, but we also want to include all of the clubs and organizations. So again, make sure that gets to Dan or myself, and we will make sure that those get posted up in a timely manner for you all. You can also tag us in any of the posts that you're making. If you have an account for your club or organization and would like us to do something, just tag us in it and we can always reshare it. So that's a little bit about advertising. So this is the footer that needs to be on every flyer that is put out that the club or organization has. So you will see on here, it actually does include our Facebook, our Instagram, and all of the contact information for Student Life. That way, if anyone does have a question, they know who they can reach out to. And we will make sure that all of you have a copy of this. But if for some reason you lose it or you need another copy, just reach out to us and we'll be glad to get that to you. So a couple of ways, you know, people can get information from us. So we do have a texting. We have changed our texting for this year. And this is separate from the CCBC texting. This is just a Student Life texting system where we can send out a text and say, hey, upcoming event. Please know we're not just going to send out a text for your event. We need you to let us know you want us to do that. So again, please send that to Dan or myself and we'll be glad to do it. If you could actually write it out in the characters, that would be even better too. But if you yourself want to opt in and see what is happening, you just put the number 76626 in and just text CCBC and you are automatically enrolled. The other thing we talked about is the weekly emails. You can go to this link and you can also sign up for that. And then, as I said before, we have Instagram and we also have Facebook. So depending upon what is your preferred way on social media, you can come and find us there. So here are some things that we want you to do before October 1st in order to keep your club active. All right. So we know it's been hard. We know, COVID has struck in many ways, and we know it's been hard on clubs and organizations. So we want you to utilize the beginning of the semester and Connect Fest and the first month of classes to gather all this information and get it back to us. So if you are a club or organization at the Catonsville or Essex campus, we need to know that you have at least 8 students who are interested in this club or organization in order for it to continue forward for the semester. If you are at Dundalk, the number is 5 students interested in your club or organization. And we need you to submit an updated contact list for at least 3 people who will be student leaders in that organization. We are not all about having to have titles put with leadership. We are okay to just say, this is the leadership group for any organization. So do not feel pressured that you need to put a title on it. You guys can work as a unit to make that organization happen. The advisor, every club and organization has to have an advisor. So an advisor can be a full-time or a part-time faculty or staff member here at CCBC, as long as they have agreed to serve in that role. And they need to complete the advisor agreement that they will serve in this role for the organization. And lastly, you have to have at least your advisor, one advisor. Some clubs have more than one, but at least one advisor and one student leader view this online video and complete the online confirmation that you have watched this and you understand all this information. So this is all by October 1st that we need that done from you. So again, here's our contact information. We are here for you all. We are here to assist you. We are back in the office. We are back on campus. We are also available virtually, as Dan said earlier. So if you're not here, but you still want to connect with us, please feel free to email us, reach out. We can set up a meeting through Zoom, on Teams, whatever you prefer. But then here's also our email addresses, our telephone numbers to the main campus so that you can get a hold of us at any point in time. Please know, no question is silly. No question should go unanswered. We want to hear from you and we want to help you through this process. So thank you all so much for listening. And again, we wish you the best as you go into this fall 2021 semester.
Thank you. I'll be in touch. We're looking forward to a great year. Bye.